Skyblock is now under the rule of a dictator and a tyrant as well. The community is swiftly moving towards rebellion and it is only a matter of time before chaos consumes the server. Wait. Who the hell is Dante? I was talking about Derpy! Wait, hang on, just for 1 second, please. Whoa, holy shit! Hello everybody, I'm just Wonk and I'm actually posting for once because I found the willpower to be productive. But anyway, before we get into the main video, I just want to take a quick moment to ask you guys to please consider pressing that subscribe button. We have barely any subscribers at the moment, which means YouTube likes us about as I much like to edit videos. And unless all of our viewers make comments about how mediocre to subpar my humor is, and most importantly of all subscribe, well that's if you haven't already. I promise your feed isn't going to become overrun by my videos. I barely even post anyway. But anyway, I hope you all enjoyed the video and all of you have a great day. Dante, or as I like to call him, the Big D, and his goons are taking over Skyblock. They've already blocked the entrance to Bazaar and the auction house to anyone not wearing Dante's happy mask or his worthless talisman, which he's selling for 1 million coins. But even if you don't mind buying his more urge to support his corruption, he's already imposed new taxes on transportation, speech, and he raised taxes on all the markets. This man has done something truly unthinkable that no one has even managed to do in these years. He made Skyblock actually enjoyable. Fun fact of the day, did you know that the Big D nickname is not a reference to his height? It's to imply that Dante has a massive D. I'm sorry for everyone that heard the joke. That was probably the worst joke I've ever made. I'll go drown myself now. Now, don't get me wrong and all, but I love new and exciting updates. This is making me genuinely unsure about the future of Skyblock. But the inner American in me is just not having any of it. Dante has rigged the elections, effectively removing our right to vote and impose heavy taxes upon us. This is what we call taxation without representation. In other words, Dante is imposing tyranny. Some of our fellow Big Mac eating freedom lovers have thankfully already begun organizing a revolution against the Big D. The auction house doors are actually open as I speak, and if you walk inside you'll see Clerk Seraphine host an election for the leader of the rebellions. Since Dante is no more need for elections, I guess she's unemployed and now has to go work for the mafia running the black market. This election she's been running is actually super exciting because the choices aren't NPCs but they're rather real players. The front runner is exactly who you expect to be up there, even Dreams in the top 10 despite not playing Skyblock. You can click on one of these more popular options or you can pencil in a less popular name like Just Monk or D's Nuts. Who you should all vote for, by the way. But wouldn't it be funny if some non-named Joe_69 ended up being the leader of our revolution? Never mind everyone, I want you all to vote for Joe_69. He'll lead us to victory against the tyranny of Big D. You see, Big D we can no longer upstand for. We need an end to this tyranny. Well, now that his election is over, the leader of the rebellion has been elected and his 6 runner-up are his generals. Technoblade, as predicted, winner has won, and 6 generals are 30 Virus, Time Dio, 56 MS, E-Boy, Refraction, and then for some reason 2 NFGs there. I have no idea how he got elected and why he'd be voted for since he's kind of banned. But people willingly do Slayer quests, so I guess it's not the worst decision Skyblock players have made. Now with our leadership being decided, we are fully supplied with weapons, armor, gear, and a little bit of motivation. The most important item we got is called the Staff of the Rising Sun. It shoots projectiles which follow the trail of your curse in the air as you shoot them. Each attack takes 10% of your mana, and the amount of damage it does scales to how much mana you have. By the way, this is the only weapon which can actually hurt Dante. The armor set we got isn't very good, but it provides bonus resistance damage against Dante's attacks. We still don't know what Dante's attacks are going to be like or how strong these buffs are going to be, so it's unclear exactly how important this armor set is going to be. You're probably one reforged and enchanted as good as it can get. But what reforged you should go for, you may asking? As I was mentioned earlier, the Staff of the Rising Sun will do more damage depending on more mana you have, so Wise or Necrotic would probably give the most mana. However, it's important to note that you also want to have high intelligence armor set ready besides the Rising Sun sets, so you can do even more damage. To give you an idea of what you should go for, when I reforged all my Talisman to Demonic, which is the best for intelligence, and my Rising Sun set to Wise, I get 981 mana, which isn't too much because I'm off all the game and all, but it allows me to do 6,186.9 damage with the staff itself. When I switch my armor to this crystal set, I can deal upwards of 11k damage when at a good light level. The issue is with Dante, he made it always dark, so fuck you, Dante. So getting a good light level is actually quite difficult. And you should probably use a wise dragon armor set instead. You can also try doing some sword swapping to increase your mana, so it's a much more practical way that you're probably going to actually be able to do during the fight. Besides, the crystal set's probably not even going to work. If you don't know what sword swapping is, just give me a moment to explain, please. So let's say my aspect of a dragon, it gives me plus 13 intelligence buff because I had to reforge and all. But that buff goes away when I switch to my sword. The Staff of the Rising Sun takes a second to readjust after I switch from my aspect of the dragon, aspect of the end, and it will deal more damage because of it. The significant mana boost combined with the bottle of Jerry and the God Pot, probably a booster cookie as well, because to be honest, you're probably gonna die. For the extra mana and all, will give you some nice damage. My friend Snarp King, he has a full crystal armor, half wise, half necrotic, in the best lighting. All of his accessories reforged demonic, swap sorting with a pigment sword which gets 300 mana from. With a God Pot, those over 30k to one enemy. I know, it's absolutely insane. If you come to the event in crystal armor, the usual buffs will probably not be enough for Dante. Oh, but what exactly are we fighting for, you may ask? Well, Technoblade and his generals will be supplying with some OP borderline game-breaking perks and new stuff after we win the war. Here's a rundown of what each perk will hopefully give. Technoblade is going to be giving us plus 50 skill XP, plus 50 speed, and he's going to be removing the speed cap, which is all speed above 400 is now halved. We do not know how this is going to affect Young Dragon Armor, which raises the speed cap to 500. Plus 100% speed on all your farming minions, and it will be removing taxes on the Bazaar and Auction House. 30 Vials will be giving us a recipe for a Spiked Atrocity, which could be a reference to the Thanos fish. Very intriguing what that can mean. I'm actually kind of interested on this one. Time Dio gives double Fairy Souls, so that's incredibly powerful. Fairy Souls maxed out are already insanely good. 56 MS will be introducing rats, little intriguing there. 2 NFG will be providing -1 intelligence. He's banned. I guess he doesn't have the greatest relationship with Hypixel, so that's nothing surprising why he's not getting any good perks. For E-Boy will be providing plus 20 skill XP in the party on a public island. And Refraction will be giving plus 20 magic find and plus 5% extra loot in chest dungeons. These perks are all really powerful, especially those of Time Dio and Technoblade. What they're not clear yet is if they're going to be permanent or not. They sound really promising and actually game-changing potentially. Spiked Atrocity I find really interesting because it's a limited time recipe only, and that's just kind of something unique. If you want to craft the Spiked Atrocities, I would recommend saving up your fish, especially on the pufferfish too. The introduction of rats might also be interesting, but if they build up something major, and they could also be just something minor, which is going to be a little underwhelming, we don't know yet. The big perks, however, are making skill experience so much easier to get, and really just making everything easier to get. After Rebellion wins the war, it will be a perfect time to grind that out party. After this event, prices are going to plummet immediately on most things that can be grinded, and also immediately go up on things that you grind with. Now might be a good time to purchase some things like weapons, XP potions, armors, etc., with the intent of selling them at the higher price when they ideally go up. When the Rebellion wins the war, I also recommend you buy lots of things that people are going to be grinding. This includes Slayer items like Rotten Flesh, Bone, String, Revenant Flesh. Also, to add on to that, foraging items like woods, ores for mining, and etc. All that stuff is going to be good. But if you're really interested in making the most money off this event, then you may be wanting to know how you can make money efficiently off these perks. Farming minions are going to be buffed by 100%, meaning that million minions are going to be pretty darn profitable and all. Looks like all that time I spent upgrading to a tier 11 million last year as a joke finally is going to pay off. However, I cannot recommend going all in on million minions at this time. Have you ever heard of the word of inflation? Well, when everyone starts using million minions, that's what's going to happen. I already had a million minion, so I was fine. I don't need to spend millions of coins buying one from another player, but to be honest, I'm not sure if it's going to be profitable in the long term. When melon minions start producing twice the melons and everyone starts using them, there's going to be nothing but melons everywhere you look. And that means their price is going to become dirt cheap on the Bazaar. Now, melons are never really going to go below the merchant price, so it's not like that melons are actually ever going to get worse, but they're not going to get as good as people think. The time to use melon minions is now, while everyone is buying them at ridiculous prices so they can use them after a rebellion. Although, melon minions aren't going to be as good as money alone, but they provide a lot of farming XP, which is going to stay the case when the buff goes into effect, so I can't be said about melon minions being worthless, but they just won't be as gold mines for profit. Another excellent way to make money during this event is selling lava buckets, super compactors, and catalysts. All this stuff is going to spike right now because of the increase in minions. They might go up once the buff gets added, but they actually start going up right now because smart players are going to realize that this stuff's going to be in demand soon. It is in these times of great conflict that we must come together as a community to ensure that everyone's prepared to seemingly inevitable around the corner. This is our way of saying, come by and visit our island with /visit just wonk. Come by and say hi. We will be organizing a small company of soldiers. For the most part, really aren't that sweaty, but we do have enough money to spare for some noobs that really need like unstable sets or aspect of the dragons or something along those lines. But if any more tryhard Skyblock players want to come by to make more donations to help these less fortunate, it would be greatly appreciated. But anyway, at the moment, I'll start gathering supplies. Come join us in the army of Thanosfish as we unite against Dante and end to his tyranny. If we fight under our Lord and Savior Thanosfish, we actually may stand a chance against Dante and his goons. Also, we're currently still banned on Twitch and all since they think that just wonk is not appropriate, even though it clearly is. So we plan on posting some more stuff on YouTube soon, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to come by and say hi. It's been a long time since we've really been posting and active and all. I just like playing some Minecraft is all, it's chill. Since then, our channel has grown like a nice bit, and I just want to take a quick moment to shout out some of our older subscribers. Big shout out to Blueyo, Berry Master, Somewhat Decent Burger, Frankie Films 444, and a Leafy Guy. Thank you all for watching. Remember, stay safe out there. Dante is always watching.